Hi there guys, welcome to another tutorial. In today's video we are going to start a series actually in which I teach you guys how to create a basic combat system and including multiple different attacks and utilizing a resource that decreases every time an attack is used and regens as well. So we're going to kind of do a full little system here with both attacks and resources, health, and you could do it as a stamina or energy bar or whatever you wish to do with it. My goal is to make this tutorial easy to follow for you guys and also give you the ability to change it and adapt it to what you need for whatever project you are working on. All right, this should only take a few videos. I'm going to try and keep them short and easy to follow. All right, so to start off here, you're going to want to load up a fresh project of Unreal Engine. This is just the basic third-person game mode map. I recommend doing this in third person or in top down. First person might be a little bit more difficult with the free animation asset pack that we're going to be utilizing in these videos. It's not very well made for first person. All right, so to get started in this video, we are going to start by building out our component for melee combat. So to do this, what we're going to want to do, for those of you who are new to Unreal Engine, I'm going to make sure that I do this slow and step by step. We're going to want to come down here to the content drawer, and we are going to want to create a new blueprint component. To do that, we're going to right click on the gray area here, go to blueprint class, left click that, and then we're greeted by these options here. Now there are a lot of options that we can utilize, but for what we are using, what we need is an actor component. An actor component is a reusable component that we can use on any actor, whether a player or an NPC. And this will allow them to both attack, or we can use this to give them stats. All right, so for this one, we're going to do a melee component. So I'm just going to name this comp underscore melee. You can name this anything you want. This is just the naming convention that I typically utilize. So we're going to make this a little bit organized as well. We're going to create a new folder and we're going to name this folder components just to try and keep everything well organized here for us. All right. So if we open up this component melee right now, we're going to see that there's two nodes, event tick and event begin play. We do not need this event tick. The only thing we need right now is the begin play. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on this little execute pin right here and drag it off. And then we're going to be brought up with a menu where we can search what we want. What we're going to do is we are going to cast this to the player character, this component. Now I do recommend that we put in a delay until next tick node here, just to keep everything running smoothly, and then drag off from the completed here and type in cast to BP third person character. Essentially what this does is once we click the play button, the BP component here is going to automatically cast to the third person character, and we utilize this so that we can actually run functions later like play montage and utilize the character mesh. So we're getting this in as a variable. That is our goal. So what we're going to do next is drag off from the object node, and we are going to get the owner of the player character, which is us, or the player who is playing our game. So we're going to type in get owner. Now there's going to be a few options here. The get owner target is an actor, and the get owner target is an actor component. We are going to do target is an actor component. This is because we're going to be pulling off the component melee from the third person character. So what we're going to do later is actually add this into our character. But for right now, we are just working ahead here and we are going to be pulling it from the target. Now we are going to set a new variable. So, oh, my bad. We're going to come over here to variable, and we are going to add a new variable by clicking this handy dandy little plus button here. And we are going to make this one simply called player character. Should do fine for us. And then once we press enter, we have our new variable and it is named. But we are going to want to change the variable type. So over here in the right side under player character, we're going to change this from a Boolean to the actual BP third person character. So if you type in variable type here, go to search, press BP underscore third person character. Make sure you click character and not game mode. And we are going to select this, and you'll see that this is now the new variable type. We're going to compile and save. Just that way we have all of our default value here loaded in. And now we are going to set the actor, the BP third person character, and the get owner target is actor component. Set that to our player character variable. So we're going to drag in the player character variable and click set. We're going to attach the as BP third person character is set to player character. All right, and this is all we need to do for right now. This is our event begin play area. So I find it really helpful to go ahead and label things as we go along so they're easier to find later as things get a little bit more compact. So what we're going to do is left click, select the whole area, and press C. And we can name this the begin play. We're going to be adding more things to this section later, so it's nice to have this all as one big piece that we can move around to give ourselves more space later on. All right, so the next thing that we're going to want to do is actually go ahead and implement the ability to play something like an attack. But to do that, we first need to implement an input action. All right, so we want to make it so when we left click, we attack. By default, left click is not bound to anything. If we press play real quick and left click, nothing's going to happen. This is a key binding that we can utilize for just a regular attack. So to add in this attack, we're going to go to the content drawer under content, go to the third person folder, go to the input folder, and then go to the actions folder. Here you're going to see that we already have a few actions available. We have move, look, and jump. To make another one, we're going to simply right-click in the gray area, and we are going to type in at the top, input action. All right, we are greeted with the same icon we've been looking for, and we can name this something similar to the other naming conventions. So we're going to use IA, just like they do, underscore, and we can name this attack. All right, go ahead and click Save All. And then go back up to the input section under third person character and go to IMC default. If we open this up, we are greeted with a menu that shows us all of the mappings that the player is currently using. We're going to add a new action mapping by clicking this plus sign here and click on the drop down menu, and this will show us all of the available actions that we're allowed to select. For us, we're going to be clicking attack and then click this down arrow right here, and it'll show us the keybind area. Now, if you click on the keyboard right here, this will allow you to do a quick keybind, where essentially the next key you press after pressing this keyboard icon is going to be the key that the action is bound to. So if we click and click again, we now have the left mouse button linked to attack. All right, now we can go ahead and close this out after we save and go back into our component melee. To test if this is actually working and that our input is working, what we can do is type in IA attack. We can bring this in here to our attack component, and we can do it so once it's triggered, print text attack. All right, we will compile and save this, and we are going to go ahead and open up our third person character blueprint. And in here, I'm going to go to the viewport. We're going to add in a component to the actor, and we're going to add in our melee component. Because right now, nothing will run if we try to do anything. The melee component wasn't currently attached, so if we were to have left-clicked, nothing would happen. So now, if we press left-click, you'll see in the top left, it says attack. Now, it's printing it a lot, and this is because we used the value of triggered instead of started. So, if we go ahead and exit back out, and go back to our component melee. Triggered is going to continually run this over the tick. And we don't need it that much. We just need it to be started. So now, if we compile and save, go back to our map, and left click, it will go for 1 attack per click. All right, and this is what we want. This is how games are going to typically work. 1 click equals 1 attack. Now, there are things that you can do later to make it so maybe a click counts for a few attacks, but we will get into that later on. All right, so the next thing that we can do here is start adding in some custom events and building out our attack combo system. All right, so the rest of what we're going to be doing in this video is laying some of the groundwork that we're going to utilize in the next one to build the combo system. So what we're going to do is off of the started node here, we're going to make a branch. The reason we're making a branch is because later on we're going to have it tied so that certain things like attacks can only be used if a certain variable is true. This might be something like is able to attack, right? If we want to make it so the player cannot attack and move, we would create a variable to where they have to be under a certain speed in order to attack, or make it so they can't attack if they're already attacking. So what we're going to do today is just add in the variable of is attacking. We don't want them to be able to attack if they're already attacking. That'll create some issues with animations later on. So let's make a variable called is attacking, question mark. All right, and we are going to change this to a Boolean function. All right, we are going to compile and save. All right, get is attacking. And we are going to put this into the condition section here. Sorry about that. And now, if the input is triggered and the target is attacking, if is attacking is true, we want to say print text already attacking, right? And if it is not, we want to then run our attack. All right, so let's go ahead and make a custom event for our first attack. Or actually, let's make this for our combo system. All right, so we're going to right click, create a custom event, and we can name this combo system. All right, and then we'll say false if the character is not already attacking. Run the combo system. All right, and this combo system is going to run our attacks for us. So if the player is attacking already, then already attacking, and it does not play our attack. If the player is not attacking, then we can attack. So we're going to come down into our combo system, and our combo system is going to have some very basic logic. We are going to use a branch again. We're not going to be utilizing the false section of the branch for this part, but we are going to go from true to switch on interval. So if you type in switch on int, you're going to see this one right here. Different from all the others, we're going to click on that one. All right, now we are going to promote this selection to a variable. So if you right click and click promote to variable, and then we're going to rename this into our, we can say this as attack count. All right, and we are going to want to compile and save. Make sure that your attack count base value is on 0. Now we're going to make a 3 attack combo system by the end of our tutorial, but today we're just going to focus on making our first one. So we want to have 1 attack. What we're going to do is make a new custom event. We're going to name this attack 1. All right, and now we're going to come back over here. And when the attack count is at 0, or the combo system is at 0, our basic attack is going to be attack 1. Now, if we want to go ahead and add in our other one, we can go ahead and add in another custom event and name this one attack 2. And now we can call attack 2. So when our attack count gets to 1, we will then play attack 2 instead of attack 1. All right, so this switch on interval is essentially going to take the count of whatever value we have stored in attack count and play the ability that is corresponding to that attack. All right, so for attack 1, we are going to use our variable first over here. Sorry to kind of backtrack, but we want to start utilizing this is attacking variable right out of the gate. This will make it easier building everything later on, as we can simply copy and paste. So we are going to say if attack 1 is triggered, that is going to set attacking to true. That way we cannot attack. So if we left click once, it's going to set it to attacking as true, and if we try and left click again, it will not play the attack until the other one is finished. So we're going to run this into set is attacking true, and then do once. This is going to make it so that we will play the ability entirely through once and then reset it and then allow the ability for it to play it again. From completed, we are going to type in play anim montage, and it'll come up with, oh, this is the wrong one, my bad. You might have to get rid of context sensitive here. Sometimes it likes to fill in a specific one that isn't always the correct one. You can use play montage, but play anim montage is the system that I prefer to use. All right, and then we are going to play anim montage with the target being the player character. So think about it like this. Play anim montage is essentially going to play the animation to a mesh. The target mesh is the player character because the player is attacking. We want the player to do the attacking animation. Then we are going to run the play anim montage off into a delay node. The reason that we use a delay node is that we want to have it set so that the play animation montage finishes completely before we increase our attack count and before we allow a button to be pressed again. So you usually want to match this duration to just under the amount of time that the animation montage is, or just the exact amount of time. You can play with this and change it depending on how you want your game to play. If you're looking for a slower playing game, you might want to also create a variable such as attack speed, and you can build your system around that attack speed variable. But for now, we're going to utilize the delay function. And then after our delay, we are going to want to set our attack count. Setting our attack count after the delay will make it so once the delay is finished, we will increase our count to 1. This means that after we use our 0 attack count ability, we will then get shot to our 1 attack count ability. So after we press attack 1, our next attack will be attack 2. All right, and then one more thing here. If we were to go and play this right now, it'll say, we'll play our attack 1, it'll set is attacking to true, but it will never take it off of true. So we will not be able to attack again. So after this delay, we are going to want to set is attacking back to false. This means that we will be able to attack again. All right, we're going to compile and save. Now, if we actually go and press attack right now, we're going to notice that nothing's happening. And that's because we don't have an animation montage yet. So I really recommend utilizing some of the free resources that Unreal Engine makes available to you to get this up and going and test. You could always change your animation montages later. To do this, we're going to go into the content drawer and go to the Fab Marketplace. Once in the Fab Marketplace, I believe that it is called the Rams Animation something something. We're going to go to the free section and let's see what it's called here. Here, let's go to my library. Let's find the animations. Oh, maybe not. Let's see. What's this? What's this called? Let me pull this up real quick. I had this picked out before the video. Bear with me, please, just for a moment. We want to utilize the Ramster Z free animations volume. So Ramster Z free anims, volume 1, right here. So we're going to utilize this in our project. This is going to give us some melee attacks, both with a sword and with our hands, and also some really cool ones that we can use for assassinations or takedowns later on. So you're going to go to the Ramsey Free Anims Volume 1 and add this to your project. It'll come up telling you to find a compatible version. Go to the most recent version, which right now is 5.4. Even though we're running on 5.5, this will still work just fine. Once you add this into your project, go down to the content drawer, and you should, once it's done loading, we'll have to give it a second. This can sometimes take a few minutes to pop up in your drawer. Usually it's pretty quick. Occasionally you might also have to restart your engine, which we might have to do. Let's try this real quick. Not yet. Let me try and push this through one more time here. Sorry about the wait, guys. Oh my goodness. It is not liking us. Might have to restart the engine here. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Okay. I went ahead and forced it in on the launcher. So if it doesn't work for you out of the Fab Marketplace, add it to your library, go to the library section and add it in right here. Click Add Project, and then you can get it in through there. All right. So once we have the Ramsey Free Anims Volume 1 in, we are able to essentially create a montage. If we go to the animation sequence under here and go to hand-to-hand combat section, we're going to see we have a few options to choose from. For today's video, we're just going to do the basic punch combo. All right, so first things first, opening up this animation and punch combo, we are going to want to go to root. If you type in root and enable root motion. If we don't enable root motion, what will happen is the animation will move the character forward, but after the animation, it'll snap us back in place to where we started it. Most games are going to allow you to move with the animation, and having that snap back is going to make it look very, very bad. So we're going to enable root motion and close this. Now we're going to go back to Punch Combo 01, and we're going to right click on it. We are going to retarget the animations off of the SK mannequin from Unreal Engine 4 to the Unreal Engine 5 mannequin. So we're going to select SKM Manny. It might say wait for the assets to be skinned or something like that. Then it should allow you to pick it back up. Now, we want to do the hand-to-hand punch combo 1. I'm going to click on the animation and click Export Animations. You can export and save this anywhere in the content folder, and we will organize it later. All right, now we can open this up, and we can verify that our root motion is still enabled. Once we verify that, what we're going to do is go back to the content drawer. We're going to find where we put that, which is back in our content folder here. Make a new folder, call it Animations, and throw it on in there. Now, we can't just plug and play this into our combat system because this is not an animation montage, this is an animation sequence. To make it a montage, all we're going to simply do is right click, click Create, and create animation montage. Press Enter, compile, and save. Now, come back to our component melee. Under the drop-down menu for animation montage, select the montage that we just made. So now, let's check over some of our logic real quick before we press play. When the game begins, we're casting to the third-person character. We're getting the player as a variable here in the component system. We can then use that component to play off of the character's mesh. Once the attack button is pressed, if we are already attacking, then the combo system will not play. If we are not already attacking, then the combo system will play. Combo system will play, true, switch on interval, attack 1 to attack 2. All right, so let's go ahead and give this a go, and let's see what happens. So if we press left click once, we now have an attack. Yay, we got there. Now, we're going to notice that it's not going to want to let us press it again. This is going to be something to do with our set motion right here. If you notice, after we use our attack 1, we're ending it here, and we're not doing anything else. So once we play it once, it won't work again. What we have to do is run the select node back to the front into the reset section of the do once. This means that once we reset it, we can then do the attack again. Now, I believe that this animation is about, let's see, a minute 50? Or sorry, 1.5 seconds? Let's see here, about 2 seconds. So we're going to also set our delay to, I would honestly say do 1.5. Let's see how that feels. So now that we've reconnected it to do once, this should continually play for us. Now, the problem that we're also going to have is that we have a sequence count here. So once we press play, we will not be able to attack because now we have an attack index of 1, and the ability that we only have put in is the attack index of 0. So what we're going to do is we're going to quickly make our second attack. We're going to get a lot done in today's video. We're going to select all of this, copy, and paste. Now, go to your attack index and set this back to 0. So essentially, once this attack 2 plays, it is going to set our attack count back to 0, which will bring us back to attack 1. So this will be a nice little loop here for our attacking. All right, so next we're just going to go over here, make sure our logic is good. Yep, we're playing attack 2. And just for fun, let's go ahead and make this a different animation as well. We'll come over here to the Ramster Z Free Anims volume, animation sequences, hand to hand, and we can take another ability here. So let's see what this one is. Punch combo 3, or we could do a kick. If we wanted to do a kick, let's see. Yeah, we can do this one. So we're going to go ahead and remember to enable root motion. Save that. Then we are going to come back. We're going to retarget the animation to the SKM Manny. This is going to be kick 03. Export animations and export. Now, open it back up, double check that root motion is still enabled, and save. Now, we're going to go to the animation here in the main content drawer, move it into our animation blueprint, our animation folder, and we're going to right click on it and create an animation montage. Once we do this, we're then going to go back to our component melee section, and we're going to select the new montage here and compile and save. And now, if we press play, we'll do our punch and then our kick. And then we'll go back to our punch and back to our kick. Awesome. Well, I hope this first video was helpful to you guys. If you have any questions or have any trouble with this, please leave me a comment down below and I will do my best to help you. In the next video, we're going to implement a resource cost to doing these abilities and maybe also add in a few more fun ones. And then eventually we're going to get to the point that we add sound effects and all of those things to make this system just feel a little bit more alive. Thank you guys so much for watching. If this video was helpful, please leave a like and a subscribe. It would help me out a lot. Thank you guys for all of the support recently, and I will see you guys in the next one. See you later.